Well, good morning. You join me back down at my local syndicate water, Aspen Lakes. Bit of a twist this time. I'm actually going after pike. A lot of people just fish Aspen and they go because it's really well known for the big carp. But nobody actually knows, even Bob, how big the pike go in this lake. So I come down here last Friday and I had 3 runs. I had a follow up on the lure, and then I missed one. I literally cast the bait out last week, hit the water, and it went off. I think I struck a bit too soon. And then I had a nice 10 pounds 5 ounce pike out, absolute mint condition. But I think there's some big pike in here. So I'm back down here this week. I'm going to fish today and hopefully tomorrow. It's Thursday today. I'm hopefully going to come down again tomorrow because obviously because of COVID we can only do the days at the moment, which is a shame, but at least we can get out fishing, so that's one good thing. Like I said, I've got a couple of days off work, so I'm going to give it a go today, and might come down here tomorrow as well, and I might put this into one blog like. But yeah, the rod's all out. I got one on mackerel, which I'll show you later, one on a bluey, and I got one on it. They're both on the bottom. And I got one out on the float. I'm going sort of 2 foot off the bottom on a dead roach, and give that a go. But me traps are set, so I'm going to set me nest up for the day. It's 9:45 now, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully get one to show you. If not, be another blank. Getting peed off with them. But like I said last week, I had a few out, but that's always the same when you don't bring the camera in it. Yeah, so we'll give it a go, and like I say, we're here till probably about 4 today, and then like I say, I'm going to hopefully pop down again tomorrow. But yeah, so I just thought, why not? I'll give it a go. If everyone goes after the carp, I thought I'll give it a go after the pike, and see where we go. So later on I'll show you all the rigs and me setup and everything, but see you soon. Right, well there you go. Lovely little jack pike, probably about £2-3 pound, something like that. But took a bluey, bait was nearly half the size of him. Beautiful little fish, excellent condition as usual. Look at that, chuffed to bits with that. We'll put him back and see if we can get another one. Right, this is the swim I've picked. I've picked this one because this is the old bit of the lake, this car park swim here, that was shallow at first. There's loads of natural weed in it in here, and my thinking is, because there's a lot of weed, the roach net will be in here feeding, which will bring the pike in here to feed. So it seems to work, because I just had that little jack out of probably, I don't know what it was, £3-4 pound, and didn't bother weighing it. But these are my rods. I've got the 2 with the bobbins on. This one's out on a Joey mackerel. That one's out on a bluey, the tail of them, and that's what I caught the one on. And this one's on the float, which you could probably see just out there. And that one's on a roach. But yeah, I've sort of gone sort of mid-water with them, and this one here, I've gone out to those reeds just over there. I've cast it about a rod length off those reeds there using the digger, the wheel wash over there as the wheel wash there as a marker. So that seemed to work because that's where I've had that fish from. But yeah, hopefully we get another one out. Man, like I say, I'm going to try and pop back down here tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'll show you the rigs in a minute because I'm just about to reel the float rod back in. I'm going to cast him out a little bit further, I think, because I've been trying him quite in close. And I'm going to go mid-water and see if that helps. So I'll inject him with a bit more oil, put the fresh roach on and cast him back out. So we'll do that in a minute. Right, this is the setup I've got. I've got me Obviously my trace, my two troubles. Barbless, the only one that's barbed is the one with the little tab on, just here. The reason I put the tab on there is my eyesight's so bad I can't see the barb. So and also it just gives you a mark of, you know, that those two have got the barbs on. The other ones are obviously totally barbless. The only reason you have one with a barb on is so you can get it into the bait, so the bait actually stays on there. Then we go to the this is the float rig I'm using. Got a couple of SSG just to weight him down, and I've got a bead just to protect it from the weight, and I've also got a bead on the top, so that just slides up, because about 6 foot up I've a bit of pole elastic, and obviously the float slides up in the water, hits that, and that's the depth, and you can just adjust this by sliding it up or down. It doesn't damage the line, which I'm not going to do because I've actually got the depth set 2 foot off the bottom. I've tried going a few feet off, and I've also tried going on the bottom with this one, but this one's sort of just experimenting. The way I hook roach, pretty self-explanatory really. Get me roach. A dead roach. Buy these. I bought this one from Angling Direct. They're quite expensive. They're nearly I think they're £3 something for 2. So they're like £1.50 a roach. So you don't want to lose them on the cast every time. So the bottom one. The second one up, I usually put it just through the fin, like that, because that's nice and solid. The reason I do that one first is because when it's in the water then it sits like that, so it looks just like an outright fish. And the bottom one there, I like to bring across and go just by the head there, like that. That's the way I hook them, so it just sits in the water nice and tidy like that. So as the pike comes along, bang, or if it comes from the back, it gets the one in the top there. But what I also do is I inject the fish with, I'm using the lamprey today. I have got sardine as well, but I'm using lamprey oil. And you buy a little oil, pike and syringe, and I literally just, these are quite hard to inject because they're quite a tough fish, but try and get past the scales, and just to inject a bit of the oil underneath the flesh, like so. Let's try and get a close up on that. Let's go in from this side. Make sure you don't prick your finger, like that. And then just inject the fish with some oils, like that, just so you can see it oozing out. I'm going there as well. You see that oozing out now, which is what you want, gives it that extra bit of attraction in the water. So that sits like that, and the oils are dripping. But what I also do is, I'll put that there on it, a bit of PVA string, PVA tape, just about a couple of foot of it, and this is just so on the cast it actually stays on, because we don't want it coming off. Like I said, they're not cheap to buy. Not that I'm a tight ass, but you know, we don't want that fish coming off on the cast. So I just literally wrap it around the top hook like that, and what that does is, as you cast, that pressure is taken out by the PVA string, and obviously the PVA dissolve, and it just sits perfect in the water. So that's my float setup. I'll show you my leisure setup in a minute, and let's cast him out there. Like I said with this one, I'm gonna cast him out a little bit further than what I have been, just to see if that makes a difference, see if there's any pike a bit further out. The bottom's pretty flat here, so let's give it a go. Another thing about pike fishing is, it gets on your hands, it stinks. You're forever washing your hands, so always make sure you got a towel with you. But that's my float rod. What I do with the syringe after is I just go for the water's edge. Suck a load of water in and just give it a clean out, and that gets rid of all the oil, so it doesn't actually like go off inside the needle. I mean, they're not very sharp, these needles. They're actually probably made for dead bait, and you can get more different attachments for it. You can inject air into them. They're really good bits of kit actually. But yeah, like I said, I've been injecting these ones with the lamprey oil. Might actually change the sardine oil in a minute. I'm going to reel the Joey mackerel rod in. I've had him out there for about 3 or 4 hours now, so I'm going to reel that one in now and show you my leisure setup. Right, this time I'm going to use some sardine oil on this one. So all you do, undo the lid. Smells lovely. Just put the syringe in and then pull some oil off. It's not the fastest thing in the world because obviously it's only going through a tiny nozzle. But you can take the nozzle off, put it in, and do it that way. But I always like to do it this way. It's just you don't get your hands full of oil then, hopefully. Right, so that's about how much I put in. About 20 mils worth. That's all. Put the lid back on. Got that fallen over. And like I say, I bought this from Angling Direct as well. But can't remember how much it was. I think it's about 3-4 quid. And it goes a long way. Right, this one I'm using a Joey mackerel. Hooked in similar sort of way to the roach. I've got the first hook in the tail because that's obviously a real solid bit. I don't bother putting PVA on these because, as you can see, it's really solid in that tail. And then I put the next one just in its back, just up here. The reason I'm using one of these whole is because last time I actually had a run on this straight away. So I usually just snick the head off, but because they're quite small, I just thought I'd leave it. Again, injecting the oil just underneath the skin. You can get that. And then inject it in. You can just see the skin go up with the oil, which is lovely because that just ooze out then when it's in the water. Again, in there, squirt a bit more in, and then we put a little bit in the front there, and a little bit this side. Lovely. Right. As you can see though, I've got no weight on this at all, just the trace, and the actual weight is the mackerel. And that's on the cast as well. That casts it out and weighs it down, so it just sinks in the bottom. So when the pike picks it up, they got no resistance on the line at all. And I think that's what they don't like. They feel any resistance, they just let it go. So again, wash your hands. Stinky, stinky. Right, let's get him out there. Right, I've just cast that one out. So I just leave the rod now, I don't set it up, I let that bait settle down nice and slowly through the water. In a couple of minutes I'll tighten up because I want the line quite loose. I don't want it feeling no resistance, so quite loose. I'll set the bob in just so it's off the ground. So if we get a backdrop we can see it. And yeah, just let it sink, let the line go down nicely, and job done. And then I'll wash our hands now. Like I said, not a lot of people pike fish Aspen. I don't know why, because well, even Bob the owner, and I've been bailiffing here for quite a few months, well, nearly a year now, and you don't see no one down here pike fishing. So, but in the winter, in the summer months now, you always see the odd pike down by the reeds when you're reeling in a fish, or it makes a noise, or you get up in the night to have a wee and it startles the hell out of you. So I thought this year I'm going to give it a go after the old pike for a few sessions. This is my second one, and I've had a 10-pounder last week. Like I said, I've only had that little jack, but it's still not a blank. So there's definitely a lot of pike in here, but none of us know how big they are. Now I personally think, I think Bob said about 4 or 5 years ago, someone caught a 12-pounder. So obviously and there's lots and lots of silverfish in this lake. So he's got endless food supply. So I think there's going to be some upper doubles to maybe a 20 in here at least that we know of. But like I said, no one pike fishes, so no one really knows what's in here pike wise. So I think for the next few weeks I'm gonna give it a go and hammer it for the old pike. It's a shame we can't do the nights, but you know, hopefully when all this COVID stuff's over and you know, soon when the lockdown ends, we can start doing a bit of night fishing, because that'd be nice. Obviously we're just fishing the days, which, mate, we're still fishing, so that's good enough. But of course you get all set up and everything. I come down here last week, I was just roaming. I just bought a barrow with a few bits of minimal amount of kit. Fished this peg, like I said, I had 3 runs here, and then I moved and I had nothing. So I think this part of the lake, the car park swim they call it, is like it's matured. So I'm hoping that a lot of the pike will be down here, which been here for the last 2 sessions and had 2, you know, fish every session. So, and they're perfect condition. That one we caught earlier had a little mark on him. Ian, the other bailiff, he was round here at the time, so he helped me net it and took some photos for me. So yeah, but we're fishing. So get back to you soon. Well, the ducks here are very friendly. They come right into your bivvy. Taking them all over there. Right, it's now 10 to 5 on Thursday. I'm going to have to start packing up now because the light's just fading. Obviously we've got to be off by dark, so yeah, quickly pack everything up and I'm going to come back tomorrow. I might not fish this swim tomorrow, I might fish the swim further down and have a look at it on the way out and have a look. But yeah, I've done just the 1 pike, so it wasn't a blank, even though it was just a little jack. But that's 2 trips in a row I've had fish out of here now. Both one at £10 and that one I didn't bother weighing. It was probably, I don't know, £3-4, something like that. But yeah, I still think there's some more hidden gems in here. So I'm going to come back tomorrow. Shame I can't stay the night, but come back tomorrow and try again. So catch you in the morning. Right, hello. You catch me down Aspen again. It's Friday. Like I said yesterday, I was coming back down here. Trying a different swim today. I was fishing the one further up there, so I've moved into this one, mainly because that one is absolutely underwater, Nelly. It's had so much rain again in the night. Got here this morning, it was absolutely pouring down. My coat's hanging up there in the tree. I put my shelter up and chucked all my stuff under. Just when I finished just putting the rods on the rest, it stopped. So if I'd have waited another half hour, I'd have been fine, but who knows. But yeah, I'm going to try different tactics now. I brought my bait boat with me, and I'm going to try going on the far margin with one of the rods. I'm going to go to the right hand side in the margins this side, which you can't cast to because it's all overhanging trees. So I'm going to zip the boat down there, and then I'm just going to put one out in the middle. I'm going to go all on the bottom again because I fished here for 2 days solid now on the float, and I haven't had a single touch on the float rod. All the ones I've caught have been on the bottom. So I'm going to put all 3 out on the bottom today. I might try a smelt. I haven't tried smelt here yet, so I've got one of them. I'm going to put that out as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try today and see what happens. Right, that's one out. I've got that one over by the reeds there. We're just going to put the other two out in a minute. I won't bother filming them because that gets a bit boring after a while. I'll drop another one in the middle, and I'm going to put one on the far bank over there. I've got one in this bay down in this corner here, so hopefully that'll be alright. Just spoke to Bob, the owner, he's just walked past. Go from there. Right, I'm going to drop it just there by those reeds. It's actually nearly 6 foot deep just there. So you see the old ducks are interested in the boat. I'm going to drop it just there because, like I said, it's 6 foot deep and it's right next to those reeds. I got that one on a bluey. So let's drop it there, just there. Right, and the daunting task of bringing the boat back. And all the ducks following it. Yeah, it's quite a way, so it'll take a while to get the boat back. One good thing about the water being this high is you can dock your boat easy. Just firstly drive it onto the land. There you go. It's parked. Right, that's all 3 traps set. And I'll just show you where I've put them. The first one, I don't know if you can see that because of the light over there, the sun's in it. But the first one, I've gone to, God, I can't hardly see because of the sun. Those reeds just there, just here, there's some reeds. And I've dropped it, it's about actually 7 foot of water there. So I've dropped it in that 7 foot of water just on the slope. That one's on a Joey mackerel. This one, the middle one, is on a smelt. And I've literally just dropped it in mid-water. There is actually a big lump of weed just here that I found, so I've dropped it just by the edge of it. And the third one, which is on the faithful bluey that I've caught. I was actually going to put them all out on blueies, but I thought that'll defeat the object, trying different things. I got these by those reeds over there, about a rod length off. It's actually nearly 5'6" of water, so a nice depth, and hopefully the pike will be hanging around in those reeds, because this bank across here obviously divides the main lake from the match lake, and it doesn't actually get disturbed much. No one hardly walks across there, so I'm sort of hoping that it'll be a bit quiet and the pike will feel safe out there. But we'll see. I was going to try going down the margins, but it's very twiggy, and the water level, believe it or not, I don't know if you can see the water level here. That sleeper there, and there's another sleeper just there. The water level is usually a foot below that second sleeper. So it is absolutely right up in the, right up probably about 2 or 3 foot deeper than it usually is. So I was a bit reluctant to go down the edges because you can see all these bars and that sticking out here, and I didn't want to get me lines for that cutting them underwater, so a bit reluctant to go in the edges down there because it's just so flooded with water. So I thought I'd try the far bank, one in the middle, one over there, and go from there. Right, wow, this one on smelt's just ripped off on the bottom. Nice 11 pound pike, absolute stunner, beautiful condition as always. I'll get a close-up shot in a minute, but yeah, that took a smelt. So that's three sessions I've done here and 3 fish I've caught. So I'll get this one back in the water, I'll get a close-up shot of him, and I'll go from there. But chuffed to bits with that. Like I said, nice 11 pound pike, look at that. I think it was something like 11 pound 4 ounces. Absolute beauty. And look at the teeth on that, look. You can get that. That's what I love about pike fishing. Absolute beautiful condition. Took a smelt on the bottom. We're getting back straight away. I don't want to keep them out of the water too long. He was still full of beans, wasn't he? Right, on this one, I'm obviously using a smelt again. You see the way I hook it? One through the tail and one just in the back there. Using a trace of probably 12 to 14 inches. No weight at all, just the line straight down to the trace. All of the weight is on the fish. So that, cast that out, I drop it with the boat, but that hits the water, pike comes along, takes it, feels no resistance because there's no weight or that there, and off he goes. And the clutches are set. I'm using the bait runners, but you can fish with the bail arm off. The bait runners are on virtually naught, so there's no resistance at all. So the pike feels no resistance, and then you've got him. And it's worked, because like I said, that's 3rd visit, 3 fish. So and they're getting bigger. So you can't really grumble at that. So I'm quite chuffed to bits with that. That was 11 pound, that one. The one I had last week was 10. The one yesterday, I didn't bother weighing the one yesterday, it's about 4 or 5. So yeah, so it's turned into another good session again. So I'm going to get this one back out of the bait boat, and I'm going to fish it. Like I said, I found that bed of weed in the middle there, and I'm going to drop this one back out there, because I do believe there is bigger pike in here. But no, like I said, nobody goes after them. So I mean, that's 3 sessions I've done now and 3 fish. So I should be coming down here a lot more pike fishing. Yeah, let's get this one back out, and then we'll go from there. Right, well, it's 1:15 now. Just had that nice pike out on smelt. So I've put another one out back on that weed bed, about halfway out. It's about 5 foot deep. It goes up to 4 foot and drops down to 5. And I've just on the edge of the weed bed there, and it seems to have worked. That's a nice 11 pounder. They're getting bigger. Be nice to hook into one of the big ones in here if there is any, but I'm pretty sure there is. And another one, excellent condition, absolute superb condition. Fought really well as well, that one did. So yeah, so hopefully get another one out. But I'm chuffed to bits with that. That's another blank out of the way. So like I said, I'll put these last 2 days together. Much bigger than the one we had yesterday. But yeah, it just goes to show that, you know, nobody goes after them, but they're in here. And the last week I tried walking around. I went to different places and that, and I only had the one out. So I thought, you know, yesterday and today I'm going to sit in one spot, but sort of my mind's sort of telling me maybe I should have roamed around a bit, but who knows. Anyway, that's 3 visits, 3 pike. Can't grumble at that. So hopefully we'll get another one today. Like I said, it's only 1:15. Smelt's back out there. Got Joey mackerel and a bluey. And I said they've been out there since morning, so I'm going to leave them because I know I dropped them on the boat and they're well oiled up and they're in good spots. So there's no real reason to reel them back in just to put them back out again. Because obviously I was casting, I'd probably reel them in every 2 or 3 hours, put fresh baits on. But I'm sort of thinking maybe leave them out there, try that one. Seems to work because the smelt's been out there for all that time. So yeah, give it a go. We'll go from there. But yeah, I'm happy. This duck, for the last couple of days I've been here, he comes right in your bivvy. but it's just that little bit reluctant to take it out of your hands. I can give him a few more days, you know, and they'd be quite tame. You'd be able to get him eating out of your hand. Let's see if I can get him to take that. Come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Right, just had this little baby out. Believe it or not, this one took a bluey, which was quite a big bait. But the interesting thing, he's still full of beans and all, is, let's just get hold of him. There we go. Right, look at that. That lovely little tiny pike. But can you see those markings on him? Look, one there and one there. Something's had that in its mouth like that. And you tell me that ain't a small pike. Look at that. That's a big fish that's had that. So not going to bother weighing him. Just put him back. He's a cute little fish, look. So I'm just going to put him straight back now. So probably a couple of pound if that. I'm surprised it even picked the bait up. Right, this is what I'm using. They're called blueies, and I've literally just cut it in half, and I use the tail end. That's what they come in. Look, get these from Angling Direct, and that's what I've been catching. Well, I've had 4 pike now. I just had that little tiny jack pike, but that's what it took. That little tiny pike I just caught of what, £2 took that. So obviously I'm going to get one straight back out in that same spot. But this is the way I do it. Look, you got the tail. Now these got really a hard tail, so that hook sits nicely right in there, and it's really hard to hook, but once it's in there it doesn't go anywhere. And then the other one, again, like I say, move the tag, so put it in the back, so it's like that, and that's what's doing the damage. Then obviously my old faithful oil, inject him again into there. Watch all that swell up lovely. That's it. So all that leaks out into the water. That's where as the fish is sitting there. Lovely, oozing attraction, and it seems to be working as well, which is always a bonus. But it's getting very boggy here again, all that rain we've had. Right, let's get him back out there. There's Bob the owner coming down on his little buggy. Look.
Oh, free now, is it there?
Yeah, free.
Good, eh?
Right, it's getting late now. It's 20 to 5. We're losing the light, so I just thought I'll do the wrap up now, finish it up now before we lose the light completely. I'll probably stay for another sort of half hour just till it gets dark, and then I'll pack up. But had a great day. Two pike out today, one out yesterday and one out last Friday, so that's 4 fish in 3 trips pike fishing. So every time I've been here I've actually caught, which is great considering, like I said, no one ever fishes it. Biggest I've had is 11, smallest was a little tiny jacket, well, I didn't even weigh it, a few pounds, but that little one I caught, you could see that there's a bite mark in it that's a good sort of 6 to 8 inches long, so it makes you wonder what's in here. I'm definitely going to come down again next week after the pike. Probably have a little bit of a roam around again then, sort of go from swim to swim, and just I might even try right on the far end there. But literally just as I was packing up, the middle rod again, the smelt ripped off, and I literally got the pike in just by the net and the hook pulled. So I was a bit gutted, but I'd rather strike too early and lose a fish than gut hook it. So yeah, unfortunately I see him. It wasn't a very big one, probably 5-6 pound, but gutted I didn't get my hat trick, but hey ho. Yeah, unless something happens in the meantime, I'm going to be calling it a day. So yeah, the last 2 days have been pretty good, and yeah, for the next sort of few weeks I might come down here again pike fishing, and then obviously when when the weather sorts itself out, I'll go back onto the carp. But at the moment, I'm quite enjoying going after the pike down here. It's good fun. Right, so I'll see you later. Don't know when I'm going to come out again. Whenever work lets me and the missus lets me. But yeah, had a good few days. So we'll see you later.